Hello everybody. In this video we would like to show you how you can create any kind of assembly instruction to be used on your shop floor, and on the other side how to use them, how to edit them, and how to deal with the ongoing changes which are happening in the manufacturing industry every day, that CAD models are going to change. So the starting point for all our work is the final CAD assembly. A CAD assembly, typically, if it's ready designed, you get a completely assembled assembly. So what we are doing is we now do a step-by-step instruction of how to disassemble the assembly. In order to do that, we create a complete series of views. So every single view could be a single assembly or disassembly step. And while we are doing that, we can, of course, apply any kind of markups, annotations, free text, whatever functionality 3DViewStation provides. So we are going to do that for that rather small assembly now up to the very end. It will take a few more steps. You can see we are using offset lines to show a little bit about the direction of a movement and stuff like that. You can, of course, do that without all that. You can change the rendering to nice rendering using materials, textures, and background images. You can also do that in just illustration mode so that it looks a little bit like a sketch or a 2D drawing. So we are almost done. Now the next question is, we have now done a disassembly of the assembly. So how do we create the assembly instruction? So it's very simple. We just tag all the views, and then we have an invert sequence button for the views. So now we start with the last step from the disassembly process, which is now our first step for the assembly process. So by reverting the sequence, the view sequence, we will create the visualization. Now, as you can see, we can play the views. Yeah, so there are settings for the duration per view or for the transition time between the views. But of course, you do not need to play the views. You can also double click every single view so that you can really do a step-by-step instruction and really following these steps. Now, as a last one, of course, you can also author or use all the views we have defined with our web-based product. It's highly compatible, so you could use it as authoring tool, but in real life, what we see is that our web viewer is very often being used on the shop floor, so that you do not have to have any installation, and you simply play the views. Yeah, you can, or you activate the views by double clicking. Of course, you can also customize the user interface so that people simply see the graphics pane and nothing else. That's it. Thank you.